Ageism is very common within the modern film industry. Hollywood has been largely hesitant to grant a mainstream release to any romantic film that's not between two white, young people. While there have been encouraging steps toward making romance films more diverse in the last few decades, there is still a long way to go. What's sad is that films about couples older than 50 are definitely being made, they're just not receiving as much press as other projects. Case in point, this weekend's Good Luck to You, Leo Grand. The British sex comedy debuted to positive reviews at this year's Sundance Film Festival, and is available to stream on Hulu this weekend. The film tells an offbeat romantic story between a middle-aged woman, Emma Thompson, and a young sex worker, Daryl McCormack. It's one of the many rom-coms that has skipped theaters altogether, and headed directly to streaming. This has become a common trend, particularly in the pandemic era. The Bryan Cranston and Annette Bening rom-com Jerry and March Gollard also skipped theaters in favor of a release on Paramount+. Recent indie and direct-to-streaming films have offered a far more diverse selection of romance films than the ones you see at your local Cineplex. Here are 9 recent examples that you may have missed. Liam Neeson and Laura Linney, Kinsey, 2004. Before Liam Neeson reinvented his career as an action star with Taken, he took a far more sensitive role in this touching biopic of Alfred Charles Kinsey, the father of sexology. After struggling to be intimate with his wife, Clara Macmillan, Laura Linney, Kinsey began dedicating his research to human sexuality. He faced skepticism from the scientific community. Kinsey does a great job at showing how both Alfred and Clara explore their sexuality in the later years of their life. They're shocked that the scientific community has been so hesitant to do proper research on the ways that people interact. Meryl Streep and Stanley Tucci, Julie and Julia, 2009. Nora Ephron's romantic comedy Julie and Julia is a far more nuanced crowd pleaser than it was marketed as. In addition to a prophetic examination of fan culture, the film shows the experiences of an older couple that is grappling with their legacy. Legendary celebrity chef Julia Child, Meryl Streep, and her activist husband, Paul Stanley Tucci, contemplate the future of their relationship in the wake of their growing fame. It's a sensitive look at mutual support. Julia uses her platform to support her husband's political activities, and Paul doesn't feel threatened by his wife's growing celebrity status. Annette Bening and Julianne Moore, The Kids Are All Right, 2010. Even though it is a little more than a decade old, The Kids Are All Right feels like a film that they simply don't make anymore. It's a straightforward look at modern relationships and families, with all the complexities that come with it. It's a genre of film that has become increasingly rare. The most emotional aspect of the film is the relationship between Nicole, Annette Bening, and Jules Allgood, Julianne Moore, who struggle when their children, Josh Hutcherson and Mia Wasikowska, decide to contact their biological father, Mark Ruffalo. Writer/director Lisa Cholodenko does a terrific job at granting each of these characters agency. The simple scenes of Bening and Moore recounting their days to each other in bed are quiet and moving. Christopher Plummer and Yoram Vishnich, Beginners, 2011. The late great Christopher Plummer finally won his long-deserved Academy Award for his moving performance in Mike Mills' romantic comedy Beginners. Plummer co-stars as the elderly man Hal, who reveals that he is homosexual to his son Oliver, Ewan McGregor, after he is diagnosed with cancer. Even though it is Hal who is suffering with disease, Oliver is the one in the middle of a midlife crisis. As Oliver comes to grips with his identity, Hal never has any doubts about who he is. He chooses to spend his precious last moments with his young lover, Andy, Yoran Vishnich. Their heartfelt scenes together are the film's most moving. Holly Hunter and Ray Romano, The Big Sick, 2017. Kumail Nanjiani's semi-autobiographical story of his relationship with his wife, Emily V. Gordon, Zoe Kazan, is one of the best rom-coms of the 21st century, but it also includes a nuanced look at a middle-aged couple. Emily's diagnosis comes at the worst possible time for her parents, Terry, Ray Romano, and Beth Gardner, Holly Hunter. The two have been struggling to deal with Terry's infidelities, and they're more than a little skeptical about their daughter's new lover. Ironically, expanding their worldview to accept Kumail allows the couple to reconnect with their initial passion for each other. Robert Redford and Jane Fonda, Our Souls at Night, 2017. Robert Redford and Jane Fonda have a history of co-starring in romantic films together, having worked with each other in The Chase, Barefoot in the Park, and The Electric Horseman. The two reunited in 2017 for the Netflix romantic drama Our Souls at Night. It's a delightful meet-cute about an older couple that finds their life partners at just the right time. There are many romantic films about older couples aging together, but a story of two elderly people on a first date is fairly rare. Julianne Moore and John Turturro, Gloria Bell, 2018. Chilean filmmaker Sebastián Lelio chose to remake his 2013 film Gloria with the 2018 English-language film Gloria Bell. While the original is a stronger overall film, Lelio gives Julianne Moore one of her best recent screen roles. It's a very versatile depiction of being a middle-aged divorcee. Moore is absolutely hilarious when she's singing A Little More Love in her car, but she's absolutely heartbreaking in her scenes with her disconnected son, Peter, Michael Cera. The film does a good job at giving Moore agency, even though her new lover, Arnold, John Turturro, seems to give her all the opportunities that she's ever dreamed of. She realizes that he doesn't have the dedication to make their relationship anything more than casual. Robert Redford and Sissy Spacek, The Old Man and the Gun, 2018. David Lowery's throwback to classic caper movies reinvents all aspects of the Golden Age crowd pleaser, including a charming romantic subplot. After performing a daring heist, the lifelong bank robber Forrest Tucker, Robert Redford, notices the woman Jewel, Sissy Spacek, whose car is stranded on the side of the road. His kindness in fixing her vehicle allows Jewel to step into Forrest's lifestyle. The scenes of the two of them on a first date that involves stealing jewelry are downright delightful. For once in his life, Forrest finally finds a reason to settle down. Colin Firth and Stanley Tucci, Supernova, 2021. Supernova avoids all the melodrama and cliches that generally come with films about dementia. It doesn't focus on the shock that comes with the initial diagnosis, but the painful process of watching someone you care about slowly lose grips on their reality. As the couple Sam, Colin Firth, and Tusker Mulliner, Stanley Tucci, take an extended road trip together, Tusker contemplates taking his own life to spare Sam the pain. Both Firth and Tucci do some of the best work of their careers. It's difficult to watch them share moments of happiness, as it's clear that these moments of joy are fleeting.